Kings, I come to you with an offering of something I did a month ago during my time away from home. I asked Alyssa to upload this in my stead, but as always, women do the opposite of what you ask of them. But now I can finally bring to you the newest edition of Storytime with the Farms.
The Balldo, an adaptation by Not Who You Think. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious thread of lolcow lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a coping as of someone loudly moping, coping and seething at this thread of yore. "'Tis a lolcow," I muttered, coping at his own thread of yore, only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Nick the lolcow cried,
"I am 41, and I'm not having all the fun. That fun I'm entitled to as a parent of more than 4.
Eagerly Nick wished for lewds, seeking them to own the prudes, and gaze upon the lewds from locals, lewds of the long-lost Mandy whore. For this rare internet maiden had claimed womanhood and so much more, gone from locals forevermore. Nick had been to Hedo too. His wife had also been there too, both there during interracial cuck week where they danced upon the floor. They had also posted pictures of glass bottles up their keisters to entertain the wrinkled wine moms from the locals' days of yore. Then came a Balldo, still beguiling Nick's sad fancy into smiling. By the bright and pink decorum of the countenance it wore.
"Although my balls be shorn and shaven, thou,"
He said,
"art sure no craven, silly, weird, and fun, Balldo wandering from some naughty store. Tell me if thou prefer balls or no balls on a futanari whore."
quoth the Balldo.
"Nevermore."
Nick continued to speak, if only because he was just that lonely, and the Balldo sat there boldly on Nick's desk above the floor. Then Nick, still feeling randy, recalled his own true love for Mandy, not his own wife, but the internet woman he adored.
"Tell me true, if
Nick mused.
Mandy be a woman I implore."
Quoth the Balldo.
"Nevermore."
The Balldo, sitting lonely on the placid desk, spoke only that one word, as if its soul in that one word it did outpour. Nothing farther than it uttered. Never even did it stutter, till Nick scarcely more than muttered,
"Other friends have flown before. On the morrow this will leave me, and my career will be restored."
The Balldo said.
"Nevermore."
"I wish thee $1,000,000.
Nick licked a bottle as he hollered,
Get thee back into my wife, or my friend Drexel, the man whore. Leave no lube as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the desk beside my door. Take thy tip from out my heart, and take thy form from my lore."
quoth the Balldo.
"Nevermore."
And the lolcow still is seething, still is sneeding, still is reading his own thread, and is lamenting all his glory days of yore. And his eyes have all the seeming of a coomer that is cooming. His career like empty whiskey bottles scattered on the floor, there to rise nevermore.